Hi, I'm Warren Neidich. I came to, although my family has been here for many, many years in East Hampton, I myself spent many summers here. I am here this time as a result of the COVID, and I'm quarantining here in East Hampton. The name of this work is number 88, April 1971. And I chose to donate this work to Guildhall because of my long relationship to the institution. Not only did I exhibit here in a photography show curated by Tracy Bashkoff, but every time I'm in East Hampton, I always come to the exhibitions here, and they're always at a very, very high level. So when I was asked if I would like to be part of this, I of course said yes. I always want to help Guildhall in any way I can, contribute to it financially, intellectually, artistically. So that's why I'm here. The name of this work, as I mentioned, is called number 88, April 1971. And the name of the title, and the title comes out of the exact issue and number of this particular Evergreen journal or Evergreen magazine, depending on how you want to look at it. Actually, Evergreen magazine first came to be, and then and it was produced by the people behind Grove Press, and it was a very radical literary and political magazine that emanated out of the 1960s, the generalized political milieu of the 1960s. And it is issue number 88, and it was in April 1971. And the process which I'm using for this work, because I think that's key to understanding, is that there's around 20 works in this series, and I chose each work because of the cover, and also the participants who were writing or contributing to each issue, and that's what brought me to each issue. And in this case, what I've done here is, what you see here on the background are filters, Lee's filters. I made these in Los Angeles, I might add. And in Los Angeles, of course, you have the movie industry. Hollywood is very, very important there. And these are the kinds of filters that are used over the lights that bathe the Hollywood sets. So I wanted to use those as the background, the material on which the piece is made. Also, I might add that Evergreen magazine came out of the City Lights bookstore and all the people who were around the City Lights bookstore in San Francisco. So it's a real West Coast work. And these, on the bottom here, what you're seeing it's about a kind of, well, obviously it's a collage. So whenever you talk about collage, you want to talk about Hanahaka, you want to talk about Dada, you want to talk about how in those original Dada collages, they were taking words, images, et cetera, from their contemporary fashion magazines. And at that time, there was this whole issue that the fashion magazine was very bourgeois, and that by cutting it up and reconfigure it, the artist could politicize and make it very, very radical. And so there was, it was a real important moment in art, Dada, and collage was a very important component of it. So what these represent is, as I said, I made 18 to 20 of these, and these are all the evergreens. I think you can see that it says E or E, the E, G, N, because these are the letters that I cut out and accumulated and kept from all the magazines that I was making. And sometimes as you can see, you could see the letters on the back of the letter, because on the back of the cover, these are all from the cover, the back of the cover had words on it. So sometimes when the letter is reversed, you see some words from the issue that it was in. And other times it's just the color. So this was the color that this particular evergreen was written in. Anyway, what happens is that it's about this. You could call, it's like looking at Duchamp's large glass. There's the bachelors and the brides. And in a way, what happens is that the lower part of the glass is reflected in the upper part of the glass. The two are connected. And what happens is that all of these letters, all these fragments, all of these cutouts of the letters from all the other magazines become the pluripotentiality. They become, from a psychoanalytic point of view, they become the innate versus the manifest content. They become all the possibilities that one can create, all the sounds, all of the words, all of the meanings, all of the gesturals, the semantic and syntactic gesturals. They're all here. They're like a cloud. And like a cloud, you can pick and choose, and they create a language, a poetic language, a language of mixology, a mixology of letters that come together. And they come like a volcano, and they come up and they become part of the body. They come to define us. And as you can see here, there is a text that, you know, words like whispering and muse and longing and happening and all of these other words. And the insinuation here is that somehow these words, these eruptions of semantic value come up and start inhabiting and defining the human being on the cover. So that's like how it works. And then what happens also is that, as you can see, I love to make these quasi-sculptural, these quasi-three-dimensional, two-dimensional works. So by closing off the frame and painting it black, and then also putting some googly eyes on the front, the work is more than just a flat two-dimensional work. It becomes more of a sculptural element.